Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is the night after the first record show of the year, so I just kind of got everything cataloged and ready to kind of show what I got at the record show. So I've been saving up since early January for the show, and I was hoping to kind of knock some knock some things off the want list here from the record show. So it's pretty good. It's the smaller show of the two shows a year in my area, but pretty much the only difference is that this show doesn't have like extra room in part of the building, but it's still the main. The main room is where all the main big vendors are and stuff. Anyway, so it's going to take you through the show and kind of try to remember what I got in order here. Just kind of give you kind of a rundown of what I got and what I kind of thought was interesting and what I picked up. So, got LPs and 45s, and that is all the formats for today. And we're going to start off with Hard Day's Night, the original motion picture soundtrack, and this was the first buy of the show because the I haven't really seen this label too much out and about. It's on an orange. It's called the Orange and Black Wedge label, and this came out in 1970. Um, and it's typically, at least for me, in my experience, usually when I find this album, um, I usually just find the original pressings of it, and reissues are pretty hard to find, and label variations. So when I saw it, um, I just asked the seller if he can work with me on it too much. I think he knocked me down a couple dollars, so it was kind of a good way to break into the show. Nothing too heavy, but something kind of neat and interesting that I haven't really seen too much in about. And the label also has "Tell Me Who" on the label instead of "Tell Me Why." So I know there's a whole bunch of misspellings on the originals, and one of "I'll Cry Instead" is "I Cry Instead," but the back of the cover still has "I Cry Instead," but the label is spelled correctly. So um, let's see what we got next. I think the next seller I went to um, had a box of Beatles albums and 45s. I've I've seen with this, been with this boss, this seller before, and he has some pretty good stuff and kind of willing to work with me a little bit. But only found some 45s from him today, and he had kind of like a section of kind of more picture sleeves of Beatles and solo Beatles, and then he had like a section behind that of just kind of like $5 um, or less 45s that were kind of reissues. So that's kind of what I focused on because I either had all the other stuff in his beginning section, or I just thought they're a little bit too expensive to worth my while. So all of these are going to be Beatles reissues. So like we got "Hello Goodbye" and "I Am the Walrus" on the orange Capitol label from 1976. And then we got two Lady Madonnas here. And this one's a Apple with the star for the Los Angeles pressing from 1971. And this one has the all rights reserved text there from 1975. As you can see, it's there as well. So knocked a couple Lady Madonna pressings out in one swoop there. And then we got a couple blue label Starline pressings here. And this is "All You Need Is Love" and "Baby You're a Rich Man." And "I Want to Hold Your Hand," backed with "I Saw Her Standing There." And the last thing was kind of like the surprise of his booth there. I think kind of just went under his radar because I don't think he kind of knew what it was. But this is a Apple label of Long and Winding Road and For You Blue, and it just looked a little bit different. And when I took a closer look to it, um, there's a little small text up here that said manufactured from the Philippines. So um, that was a $5 find. So that was pretty fun. And no no release on Discogs of that. So I need to go add that into the database. So I will do that at some point in time here within the next week or something like that. So going down to the next couple sellers, didn't really find too much on the next three or four. But again, I worked with this guy before, and he had some of the Japanese series records that I've been looking for from the Flag series. So I picked up a couple records from him, and I picked up the early Beatles, number 20 here. And by now, if you see my channel, you know I'm trying to collect all the Flag series, and today I've definitely picked up some stuff to get closer to the mark. And so there's the Apple label there. Comes with this single sheet insert. And I believe all the U.S. flags, the ones that come on the U.S. flags, kind of make it a gatefold. So here's the gatefold. So if you ever wondered what a U.S. Record would look like with a gatefold, you just have to find a Japanese pressing of it, I guess. So that was the first one, and since I bought two, helped me out with like a little bundle deal here. And this one is the first, or one of the only ones I have that doesn't have the Flag series on the Obi, but it's still kind of part of it. And this is Real Music. This one came out in 1982. Still kind of part of the Flag series, but this is technically on like kind of the Odeon label there. And just kind of like its standard release. Comes with the program from the normal release. But it also comes with this booklet where it kind of has the original kind of like inner sleeve look for the front and back, but it has the lyrics to it as a nice little booklet. So you got like some Hard Day's Night film songs on there, and some Let It Be Later songs on those. So we got two more added to the Flag series, and I think next up is kind of like my my interesting kind of cool find. It was like something I just thought it was pretty cool, so I picked it up. Kind of no rhyme or reason to it, other than I thought it was cool. And it is another Sgt. Pepper's here, and it has a sticker on there, and it says Stereo Pathé Marconi. And so I kind of knew it was a French pressing right away just from that sticker there. And here's the back. This is where it kind of gets a little interesting, because as you can see, it's an Odeon label on the back. So I did a little quick lookup on Discogs, and there's a couple different versions of this French record out there. If I can get it out, there we go. Because it is it's still a first pressing on the Parlophone label, and this is a stereo copy. But some of these first pressings either had UK covers or German covers. So this is a French record, first record pressing with a German cover to it. So it's how it was released, and for some reason it has a little bit more value compared to the UK cover. That's kind of what I saw on like the Discogs median value or whatever. But yeah, that was just kind of like interesting find. wasn't too terribly expensive, so I picked it up because why not? Add another Sergeant Pepper to the collection. I think that's like 20, got to be in the mid to high 20s now, so can never have too many Sergeant Peppers. All right, first solo, yeah, first solo find of the day, and this is kind of the one I just kind of like. It doesn't really have any extra value or meaning behind it. It's just kind of something small and kind of fun to look for, and I kind of found it, kind of got excited about it when I saw it. But again, just nothing really too big because it is George Harrison's Dark Horse, and there is the normal version has the yogi kind of filling up this whole white center here, and this is the small yogi cover. So there you go. I always kind of look for it, and I haven't been able to find one until today. So there's the back. Everything else is just the standard stock copy on the custom black labels there. And the only thing different, again, is just the yogi is smaller on the cover. So kind of a fun find. Do I know the reason why behind that it's smaller compared to the normal size? I have no idea. Other than I just know it was out there. Alrighty. Alright, got a record, I got an album, I got an LP and 45 from this seller next. And again, another one of those sellers that had kind of priced out Beatles picture sleeves in the front and kind of just like a $5 section behind there. And I found a All You Need Is Love, Baby You're a Rich Man UK second pressing. I didn't really care if it was a first or second pressing. I just was happy to found it. They had an original Parlophone sleeve with it, and that kind of drew me into to picking this one up. Um, the way you can tell it was a second pressing is that it says recorded during a live world television transmission underneath the All You Need Is Love there. So um, I've been kind of holding off buying first UK pressings of the singles because I'm hoping to go to England at some point in my life here, and then I'll try to find all the UK pressings that I want over there. So um, maybe one day, but for now, I just kind of since it was pretty cheap and it had the sleeve with the proper year from 1967, I picked it up. Couldn't pass on it. And then from his LP section, um, this is kind of just a kind of a reissue for the Ain't She Sweet album that came out in 1964, but with two less songs. So this came out in 1965, and it is the Amazing Beatles on a Clarion label, and it's kind of a mix of the Beatles and the Swallows, and then the Beatles with Tony Sheridan. If you can try to imagine those songs, and it's on the green, white, and orange label here, and this is a stereo version of it. There's a mono and a stereo version. And when I was looking this record up and putting it in Discogs, I looked it up in my book, and I think there's three different versions of the back cover. This is, I think, the second variation of the cover, and there's like a Union Jack one, and then like a cover that doesn't have like any of the track listings or something like that. Um, this was the only one that popped up on Discogs in terms of the variations, and the one in my book didn't have any pictures to go with it. So, if anyone has any more information about that, just let me know in the comments to see if I'm on the right track there. Alrighty, I think we got another batch of 45s next, and I have again been to the seller before in years past, so I know he had some pretty good stuff for pretty cheap. For usually for record shows, I seem to find better deals for 45s, and then for the albums, I kind of expect to pay retail or I tend to see them be more on the more expensive side. I know you can find some kind of some hidden gems in there every once in a while, but I usually find 45s, or at least reissue type 45s, really cheap. Um, and then albums, or I expect to be more on the retail side. But um, anyway, so I got a stack from him, and I think all these were like 20% off at the end. So um, happy to pick these up. So starting off with another blue Starline label, we got You Can't Do That and Can't Buy Me Love. And the first foreign, well, 40, not even that. Anyway, German 45 here. We got I'm Happy Just to Dance With You, backed with a Slow Down, and it came with the artist sleeve. So interesting pairing of songs, and it had the sleeve with it, and it was cheap enough. I picked it up, so I thought that was cool. And then next up, I have the 30th anniversary and then the most recent anniversary from 2024. So now I have the 20th anniversary of I Want to Hold Your Hand and I Saw Her Standing There. And this is the airbrushed out cigarette picture sleeve there. And here's the record, just on that old school Capitol label. And now we got a couple solo stuff. Let's see if I can get some of the Beatles out of the way first. There we go. All right. So now we got a throwback rainbow label star line of Yellow Submarine and Eleanor Rigby. We got a 1978 purple label of The Ballad of John and Yoko and Old Brown Shoe. And then we got a Twist and Shout and There's a Place Tolly label variation. This is like a light blue or a lighter blue bracket label, which I didn't have. And then I got Please Please Me and From Me to You, black and silver VJ label with the oval label. That's just another variation I didn't have. And then a couple solo items that I found. I got Only Love Remains, back with a Tough on the Tightrope, and this is a UK pressing, kind of going towards the Paul McCartney recreation of the singles box set. So that was a UK pressing in the box set. So picked one up, and I was really excited to find this one because the picture sleeve before I flipped it was the Stranglehold US picture sleeve. I was like, dang, I'm looking for the Pretty Little Head UK picture sleeve, which has the same picture but different songs. And right behind it, sure enough, was the UK Pretty Little Head um, 45 backed with Right Away. And there is the label. So finally, glad to find that one because whenever I see the Stranglehold picture sleeve, I always wish that it was the one I needed. So now I don't have to worry about that. All right, down to the last couple sellers here, and I got one more Japanese flag series, and this is the last Japanese flag series sleeve, and this is the Beatles #5, and there's some pretty interesting assortments of songs on this album, kind of ranging from Long Tall Sally to Anna, Matchbox, She's a Woman, and Ask Me Why. They've got a bunch of a range of early Beatles, which was kind of interesting. And being a Japanese flag series, this one comes in a mono mix as well. So it's on the Apple label there. So with finding three flag series records today, I think I only need 7 more to complete it. So slowly chipping away. There's the insert, and there's a nice picture on the back cover as well. All right, down to the last seller that I dealt with. I've known him ever since I started going about 10 years ago. So it's always nice to see him. And the first and only 45 I got from him today was No Other Baby, Brown-Eyed Handsome Man, and Fabulous from Paul McCartney. This came out in 1999 from his Run Devil Run album. So it just comes in that kind of old school looking Parlophone sleeve. And it's on the purple, silver, or slash gold Parlophone label. So it's kind of an EP single. I think it's technically a double A side single with an extra song of Fabulous on it. I believe that's what it came out as. And then the last two, really excited about finding these two, kind of the heavy hitters in my opinion. At least the last one is. But I finally found Ringo's second compilation album, which is Ringo's Starstruck Volume Best of Volume 2. And this came out in 1989 on Rhino Records here. And it's just not one you really see too much out and about. I think it was the first time I've seen it in person. So happy to pick up this Ringo album. And just like that, I only need one more Ringo album on vinyl to complete all his albums that were released on vinyl. So I'll be looking for a Time Takes Time on vinyl here pretty soon to complete that. And then I would have to pick up all the kind of those early 2000s Ringo albums that just came out on CD. But there's also a Ringo release. Friday Music releasing like a 2007 Ringo live at Soundstage on a red and gold vinyl variation. So I'll probably be picking one of those up whenever those come out. Okay, so kind of the most exciting find, or the biggest find for me today, is going to be this Paul McCartney Twin Freaks album, and it's still in shrink, and it's still got the hype sticker on. So this came out in 2005, a kind of a worldwide release. And if you don't really know what this album is, Paul McCartney kind of teamed up with kind of a DJ, kind of remixer guy by the name of the Freelance Hellraiser, and they kind of mashed, and remixed Paul McCartney songs, and they played it before his 2004 tour shows, and then they put it on an album. So here is what one of the records look like. It comes in originally with polyline sleeves back in 2005. I wish they could start implementing back that again. But here is what the label looks like. Here's Twin Freaks, and one of the characters on the other side of the label. So very nice shape, and it's an interesting album to listen to. Um, Sometimes when I find that I need to kind of lock in and do some work, it's kind of like that type of music to kind of like keep you in a groove per se. So if you haven't checked out this album, it's kind of an interesting listen. It's on Spotify and stuff like that. Fortunately, not going to be able to show you the gatefold because it is still in a shrink, and I want to keep the hype sticker on there. So, but pretty much minty as can be here. Might as well show you the other record, and that is going to conclude the first record show of the year. And the next one will be in August, but I'll probably still be picking up some stuff for whatever I visit local record stores, and of course some online finds I hope to pick up some stuff as well. So be on the lookout for all those Beatles updates videos. Might be slowing down a little bit here as I recoup from the spoils of the record show this year so far. But yeah, overall, really happy with it this year. Got some key pieces to kind of complete some sets, and great way to kind of kick off spring. And now I got some records to listen to on for the next good while here. So hope you enjoyed all my finds, and I still got some pre-recorded videos. I've got a room tour video ready to go, and a couple other videos about a specific box set I picked up recently as well. So be on the lookout for that, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.